I dropped out of school. I was a weed addict and I lost my dad at a young age. Here's me just talking about how I figured it out. No diploma, no savings, no plan, just me working it out, creating a roadmap one step at a time, to be honest. And I just kind of wanted to map it out for you guys too. Anybody that's listening, that you could be lost, you could be young, you could have lost a parent, lost a job, breakup, relationship. Here I am talking about it. So, welcome to the channel. I'm Alberto. I'm 20 years old. I live in Italy right now and I dropped out of school. I'm by myself in this moment because my dad passed away. And you're gonna find a lot of videos of me talking about my past experiences, to be honest. Just giving you guys some motivation and try to give you guys some discipline. And here's me just talking about my story. So subscribe and follow along. The first thing I want to talk about is actually Italy is not a very kind place. Is a kind place to drop out. I know a lot of dropouts, to be honest. And where do they work? In factories, in the restaurant industry, waiter, bar, kitchen. And yeah, with no diploma, no degree, doors close really fast. You have to or know someone that I do not, to be honest. So yeah, that's not a bad thing, to be honest. That's not actually a bad thing because I liked having people underestimate me. It gave me the charge to push forward, continue showing myself, and get your life going. The first few things I did, to be honest, after I dropped out was find a job. I needed some income because I knew that income could buy me time to decide what I wanted to do in life. It really does, because if people tell you money does not buy happiness, I mean, it's true, but it buys you freedom, buys you back your time, and your time is the most valuable thing you have. So if somebody says that to me, I'm like, yeah, that's not actually true. It may not buy happiness in the real sense of the word, but it can buy you the way to happiness, and that's very important. The second thing was I just stopped explaining myself to everyone. Why did you drop out of school? Why are you working 10-hour shifts? Why are you working out? Why are you doing all of these things? Yeah, why do I have to explain to myself, to someone that doesn't know what he wants to do with life? Or actually, even from people that are like 30, 40 years old, working in the same job as I was, getting even lower than me. I mean, I'm 20 and I get about 1006, and that's actually a lot. I mean, I have 4-year-old workers that get like 1002, 1003. I mean, is that the life I want to live? Is that the people I want to listen to give me advice for life? Probably not. Definitely not. And the third thing I would say to do is invest in yourself. I invested in myself, my physique, running. I mean, I can run a 5K, a 10K, no problem. And a lot of people can't even move from their beds. What do we want to talk about? Apart from fitness, because I think fitness is the most important thing to start off, because it gives you discipline and it gives you a reward, not in like short term, but in the medium long term. You work very hard and you don't see it for months, and then suddenly you start seeing progress, and you just get addicted to it. You get addicted to discipline, to sleep, to eating well, to feeling well. And I think that translates in a lot of areas of your life: work, relationship, anything, to be honest. And I would also invest in some kind of skill. I mean, I did tattoo for a period. I tattooed people at home, and I would just do freelance stuff, learn how to video edit. Not very good at it, to be honest. I tried out a few other channels apart from this that didn't really work out, but I can say I had worked on it, so I have some kind of experience. And here's me just restarting it again, but this time about myself. And people don't really say don't really tell you that the skills you invest in as you're young, from 20, no, from 18, let's say, to 25, 30, are going to compound over time, because you see a lot of people just, living their 20s out, drinking, partying. I used to do that too, until I understand that if I did that, I was just going to end up where everybody else was going to end up, in the dumpster, to be honest, living a life you don't want to live, can't even pay off all your debt or bills. Yeah, the system wasn't really built for people like us. So let's talk about my story. Why did I drop out? No, I told you, dad was sick, mom was working like 10, 12-hour shifts. I just couldn't really continue going to school knowing everything that was happening in the family. So I was like, let's try this shit out. Let's go to work, get some money, be independent. That was my main goal. I wanted to be independent and be able to give a part of money for work or even for food. I mean, I remember we had some days that we wouldn't really eat. Um, yeah, it was just going really bad. So school wasn't really an option anymore. It was all work, work, and work. I got my first job at a sushi restaurant. My mom got me in, and I used to work like 12-hour shifts for 1K a month, about 1,000 euros. For first 3 months. Then they started paying me 1,003, because from waiter I became the guy that would cut fish, do sushi, learn how to do sushi in that year. I still have people asking me to come and work at the restaurants because I know how to cook fish, just a skill I learned. And just long time working those 12-hour shifts, and I just couldn't continue anymore. I wasn't feeling well with myself. I couldn't do the things I wanted to do, and I didn't want my life to just continue surviving in that way. It was just such a bad experience. I mean, not actually bad, because I learned so much from it and it helped me with so many things. But yeah, one night somebody walked into the restaurant, somebody that knew my cousin who lived here also, and he worked in a gourmet sushi restaurant. Costly wine, everything cost so much, but the ingredients were perfect. It was beautiful, the wine was beautiful, the service was beautiful, the restaurant was beautiful, the boss was awesome, to be honest. And he saw me working all those hours, consistently working without even anybody giving me a pat in the back or something like that. But I continued doing that anyways for, my God, I think almost in a year, until he one day came in the restaurant and told me, are you looking for a job that you'll work less but it'll pay you more and you'll get more experience? I was like, yeah, why not? He's like, I have to talk to my boss about it. And, he put his face for me and talked to his boss. I became best friends with him. I still know him till this day. Still talk to him. And yeah, it built a very good rapport, relationship. There's where things started to change a bit. But I got into drugs during that period, drinking, and he liked to drink too, so we started partying, and then more people that started coming working with us came to party with us, and just things started going a bit south from there. I worked there for a year and a half. It paid me really well, I have to be honest, like 1,004, 1,005. My mom was really happy, but she did see me in very bad situations, and she was like, yeah, I don't really want you to continue working there like that. If you feel like this and continue doing this. I wasn't really good with it. I had a great addiction to weed. I still do. I mean, I do still smoke, but I've learned how to control it and learned how to do things even if I smoke, or just not smoke and smoke in the end when I finish the day. It's like a small reward I give myself. The thing that really broke the cycle for me, I think, was running, actually. Um, Fitness, to be honest, started my journey like every other journey. Every other person's journey is always fitness. I just went out one day and started running. I couldn't even run 1 kilometer. My God. Used to be so painful just going out there and fighting my mind. For every step I did was just pain, pain, pain for the first month, 2 months. I remember at the end of the second month I could do 3 kilometers. And it was starting to get easier, and every time even easier, easier, easier. And I definitely did feel it, you know? Started feeling good about myself. Didn't even need to motivate me to go out by itself because it was a routine for me going out and run. Running started to translate into working out. I don't have a good physique to be honest, but I mean, not that bad. I'm on the leaner, skinny side. Built some muscle, but still ain't at the point that I want. But I have the discipline, and I know if I apply it to apply it better in a better way, because there's no such thing as working more. There's working smarter. You know, working in a way that benefits you. Had a lot of injuries during running and other thing. I had a knee problem. I still do. I'm trying to work it out with a bit of strengthening. And it just taught me how to approach life, you know? Difficulties are in every angle of life, you could say. Know how to slay these problems with things you've done in the past. I mean, every past experience is building yourself to the moment that you can, and you have the skills to, do that, and something happens.